A letter from King the Unbecoming, freelance operator and former member of the Silver Suns. Belvedere, I don't know what you're playing at, pulling us back in like this. I've run just as many jobs against the Admiralty's interests as within them, but you seem to have an endless wellspring of forgiveness for me. Why is that? Is it the circumstances of my birth? Or is it just because I can still be of use to you? Pirnu's letter said that you would hate to lose me, but I can't help but think about how many folks were sitting in Rock Island or other lockups for lesser crimes than mine, just because they don't have a bloodline or an indispensable skill set. Of course, I've leaned into this when it suited me. For all my moral outrage at your blatant nepotism, I still don't have any interest in leaving prison slop and having a warden set my days. So you've got me. For now. It's better to swallow your pride and live free than it is to stand by your convictions and be imprisoned. Or at least it is to me. What that means, of course, is that you've got the actual, honorable, principled folks locked up or on the run, and all you have to draw on when you need a competent hand is opportunistic scum like me. You got me for this detail. Consider this letter as our declaration of acceptance. But I really just want to leave you with one question. Why couldn't you find anyone better? Hello, and welcome to Roll Dice and Cry, an actual play podcast where we roll dice and you cry.
We will also cry.
We will also cry. Today, my name is Zachary Fredrickson. It's been Zachary Fredrickson the entire time. You can find me on Twitter at OfficeGettingGod. I'm joined today by my friends Nikita.
Hey y'all, going by Nikita. Chander's still cool. You can find me on Tumblr or Twitter at ChanderClear.
Emily Riesbeck.
I'm Emily Riesbeck. Read my webcomic. You know where to find it probably by now. I'm using they, them pronouns now. Thank you.
Yes. Mari Costa.
Hi, I'm Mari. You can find me on Twitter at Marinskos. My webcomic is perrytale.com.
And Sloan.
I'm Sloan. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at FC.
The Brisbane Blom from Sloan.
The Golden Coast.
Brisvegas.
Brisvegas, I see.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, I'm still Zach. And we're going back to Kingdom. And we're gonna be so fast. We're gonna be so fast and
Lightning
get through
round.
this. Yeah. I promise you, audience, that we will probably not have 4 episodes of Kingdom. Let's find out and get into it. Last time, you allowed the Amaranth colony to establish itself upon the Bastion. They are kind of removed. They are being led by Odessa Fleetwood, mother of Adeline Fleetwood. That there were lots of feelings there. There are still feelings there. Also, that was the main thing. If you want to know like the skinny on what happened, watch that episode.
With your eyes.
Or listen.
Listen,
Yes. No, watch it.
Well,
No one's stopping you.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Oh, fuck. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on everything. Hey, audience, I just want to say, if you've been with us this far, just go back and make a couple iTunes accounts and give us some favorable reviews.
Make multiple of them.
Yeah.
Well,
If George Washington did it, you can do it.
Don't do that if that was against the TOS of iTunes. Don't do it then.
That's true.
Don't.
If they thought to include it, don't do it.
If they can prove it, don't do it.
All right. Yes. Last thing you heard is that there was fighting. Fighting has broken out You rush down to the compound where the barracks are, where the Galerian sailors / soldiers had been. You see Eustace and Maggie holding back Alexander Granite, who has a bloody nose. You see 2 knocked out Galerian sailors on the ground, who are being dragged away by other Galerian sailors, and you see Daria Debonair with her jacket off and her sleeves rolled up, ready to tussle.
Yeah, get him.
Ford's trying to figure out who to cheer for.
Oh,
Alexander, what is going on?
Well, those boys thought that it would be funny to start singing the Galerian national anthem in my face as I was eating my lunch. And that is not funny, and I made that clear.
You sure did.
Yeah. This is... Zara, you promised us a free land without governmental oversight.
They're not...
What do you call these lapdogs of the bourgeoisie?
Okay.
Oh boy.
Ford likes this guy.
They're not... they're not overseeing us. We're in charge here, and Daria's been helping us. She's the one who took us to the island in the first place.
And Daria nods and she says, "Yeah, but I can't just be letting somebody knock my men around."
This is going to be contentious.
Just duel it out.
Well,
no. We can't duel it out.
Come on.
That's not a good way to settle things.
Surely
To the
there
death.
must... Okay. Okay, Ford says duel to the death, so that's our
First
baseline
blood,
idea.
not death.
That's our baseline idea. Who's got the better one?
Counseling?
Listen, Daria looks at you all and she says, "Listen, I understand where Alexander's coming from with his distaste for the Admiralty, but I'm still a captain, and if this place is going to establish itself as hostile to the Admiralty, my men won't stand for it, and they will become violent, and to counteract that, you need to fix something or we are leaving. And I am going to write a new crossroad."
This is a tough one.
Okay, real quick, pause it. What is the issue?
Alexander was one of the people with Squatter's Right. He's also may or may not have committed some light treason.
Oh, he's the criminal.
Light treason?
He embezzled council Admiralty funds during the Tortugan War to feed the Tortugans.
Okay. And he punched some people because he was like, "Hey, I did crimes and I'm justified in it. Fuck off."
Those people, okay, and the sailors were pulling a Casablanca.
Yeah.
Remember the scene in Casablanca where the German soldiers are singing the German anthem in front of the Jewish refugees?
Okay.
That's
I've
basically
never seen
what happened.
Casablanca, but I understand yes.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
But that's from Alexander's point of view. Obviously, he's not necessarily right, even though he's my favorite. And if you all fucking do anything to hurt him, I will destroy him.
Kick him off the island. To the death.
Basically, they were being kind of obnoxious. Whether their obnoxiousness deserved to get fucking laid out, like, in the dust is, up to you to determine.
Okay.
But so, here's our new, crossroad, and that is, will the kingdom appease the Galerian Armada to maintain their, alliance?
So is the Galerian Armada, like, a united front about this? Like, are they all like, "Oh, if this guy doesn't, like, control himself, we're all leaving"?
In terms of the forces on the island, yes.
Okay.
Which is all that we have to worry about at the moment. Like, you can't just go and, like, sail. I mean, you could go and sail off to like, Galerian and talk to Dauntless LaRue and be like, "Hey, what's up?" But, like, in terms of people in the kingdom currently, it is Daria and her sailors.
Okay.
Isn't my sister a captain?
Your sister is a captain, yes.
Just saying.
Call her.
Cool.
You're currently aligned with the Armada, at least in an informal sense, because they have effectively soldiers stationed here. Galerian sailors are soldiers. There is no such thing as a non-military sailor. because they have to be prepared at any point to defend the country and themselves, whether that is through cargo or through lives. And as has been established in his character and in his intro, Alexander Granite hates the Galerian Armada, and specifically the Admiralty Council, which is who they work for.
All right.
So this one's a bit stickier.
Yes.
So let's get into it. It was Radiant's first scene.
Yes.
All right, Radiant. Yours is the opening salvo.
All right. It's me, Alexander. I did a what here is evil ping on this dude, right?
Alexander?
Yes.
I think so.
I feel like I deliberately did it as soon as you mentioned he was a criminal. So Radiant is like inclined to side with the Galerian Armada on this because bad boy. But he's gonna set up like a counseling session.
Okay.
Because he's a youth pastor now.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Radiant, it's Alexander, and it's whoever wants to, like, either Daria or, like, one of the Galerian people.
I mean, Daria will come.
Alright.
And yeah, you can make orders. So I guess you were ordering them, like, all right, kids.
Yeah, we're gonna settle
office.
this.
To these people who are both, like, 20 years older than you.
Yeah, but, like, I'm a Titan.
All right, I can play Alexander unless someone else wants to play Alexander. His position is pretty understated. Otherwise, I can play Daria. I also know what her position is.
I can play Alexander.
All right.
What's his voice sound like again? Is it like a southern?
Yeah, it's like a Texan drawl. He's kind of got like a more gravelly.
Well, I don't know about that kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
All right. And Daria's there, and she's just kind of faintly bemused that all of this is happening, but it's kind of like, man, you couldn't have held it together. Like, so, okay, Radiant, you set the scene.
Yes, okay.
Where does this take place?
We are at, is there like a specific, like rooms, like meeting rooms or something? What's the closest thing to a private meeting room? Hey, Nemo, can we use your office?
We could use the control room or the observatory.
Okay.
The control room is the helm. It's like the big tower with a window, like a wraparound window that goes around the entire, that you can see the entire bastion.
Yeah, that's pretty dramatic. Let's go with that. So Brady sits down between these two people, and he's so short, and he stands up on a chair, and he's like, all right, what's going on? How can we fix this?
I mean, Radiant, what's going on has been established. There are people under my command who take issue with Mr. Granite's issues, and originally thought that I could keep a lid on them, but antagonizing them with fisticuffs doesn't really make that easier on me.
Seems like a captain should be able to keep control of her crew.
Okay, you started a fight. You're not innocent here, bucko.
Yeah, there's only so much of a capstone you can put on national pride if these boys want to express themselves. Yes, I know.
How long was he in prison?
It was like 15 years ago there was the war, and he was put into prison pretty soon after the war, and he broke out like a year and a half ago.
Okay, so I spent 13 years in a Galerian prison. You know how many times I heard that song? I know it front to back. I know every single word. I could sing it better than you could, ma'am. I don't like hearing it, and your boys knew that.
Look, we're not here to stop people from singing, I don't think. So you could have just moved. Feels like the solution to that. You gotta control your anger, man.
That sounds like a command, right?
Yes, it is. Control yourself. Or control yourself, or I am kicking you off the island. I don't give a shit about this criminal. Are you kidding me?
That's sad. Also,
he's an idiot.
Oh, okay.
No. Radiant is an idiot.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that Granite was an idiot. I was like, whoa.
No. Radiant is an idiot.
Okay. Yeah, because this is a thing that is like the actual problem is that they were actually actively making it hostile for him to like live in a public space.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Radiant is bad.
Just a dumb boy.
A murderer.
So Radiant, let's apply this to a larger scale. Are you saying that Squatters' Right people and Galarian people should just be in separate places, should not mix?
He's not saying they shouldn't mix. He's saying that, like, they're not allowed to fight. If they want to be in the same place, they have to live with each other. No matter what.
All right.
Which is, like, a very simplistic view of things, but he's a simple boy.
You can't stay here if you're gonna fight.
Does that go... He said that to Alexander. Does that go for Daria as well?
I think he's more siding with Daria, but I think, it also goes for Daria. Like, your soldiers can't cause trouble also. Like, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. Do you think that's on the side of appeasement or not appeasement? Or I guess that's just an order. That's not necessarily...
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna put that to the side.
That's kind of appeasement, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it's like, because if they're... Yeah, I would say it's appeasement because... And here's why I would say it's appeasement, because Radiant directed it at Alexander, not Daria.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And Alexander could probably be like, yeah, well, your boys better be, like, behaving themselves too.
Yep, that's exactly what he says. Perfect. You got it in one, sorry. I can re-say that if you want.
No, you're good. Alright, so is that the scene?
Yeah.
Alright.
We snappy. Lightning round.
Does that push us towards Crossroads, Crisis, or Time Passes?
I think Crossroads?
Sounds
Unless it's
right.
a crisis, because, like, it's... No, Crossroads sounds right.
Yeah, we directly talked about the Crossroad. I think that's the main...
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Next is Bartimaeus Nemo, which is, me. Oh boy. What does Nemo fucking think about all this? I think Nemo's gonna sit down with Ford and with Adeline.
Ooh.
He's gonna call them together and be like, "Hey, we don't talk much."
No.
This is he's gonna call you to his office. He's requested your presence. And he's at his desk and he's writing some stuff. And he says, "You know, I specifically requested Daria Debonair. Do you want to know why?
Enlighten us."
Because Daria was a pirate. I was hoping that her previous endeavors might maybe loosen her faith to her nation and increase her proclivity to throw a lot in with someone a bit more rough and tumble."
You wanted to be a pirate again?
When you think about it, Adeline, we're privateers, right? We're operating off of an uncharted vessel. We claim no allegiance to any nation but our own. We move through civilized places, sometimes making nice and sometimes killing people. We're basically pirates.
Cool.
But maybe it would be useful for someone to remind Daria that she's a pirate. He looks at the both of you.
So, what exactly are you saying here?
I'm saying I could take or leave a Galarian contingent. We've got plenty of people on this island. We don't need the manpower, especially not with your martial arts classes. But Daria Debonair is an asset that we would be stupid to lose.
So, how do you remind a person that they were a pirate?
Well, I don't know, Ford. I've never been a pirate before.
That's so...
And I have.
He's not
Two
gonna...
pieces of backstory.
The things I know about Nemo. Born in a city, wasn't a pirate.
So Nemo is making a prediction that if we do not appease the Armada, Daria will still stay if she can be convinced.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like that.
Adeline,
Everyone looks directly at Adeline.
your time to shine.
It's my scene.
All right, it's your scene.
All
And
right.
so Nemo has enlisted the two of you into that. Does anyone have a reaction? Want to challenge that? Want to say no? Daria would never stay.
I do have a reaction.
All right.
Ford turns to Adeline and goes, "Okay, Addie, it's up to you now. I can get you some wine, whatever you need.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you want someone to play the fiddle and stand by, but I think this is mostly
I can
on
play the
you."
fiddle for myself, thank you.
Great. Perfect.
Do you want any magical items or trinkets? Maybe something to make you talk better.
I already have one of those.
Oh,
She
hey.
has one of those.
She talks good.
Adeline has a special necklace.
I do. Alright, well, scene, Adeline and Daria, and they are the mess hall. No, I'm joking. That would be very funny.
Oh, right. Yeah, Crossroad.
I'm gonna go with,
The woods outside the walls.
yeah, the woods outside the walls is good.
Have a picnic.
Yeah, who made her some food? Who cooks?
Ford.
There's Jacques and Julien, the Lapine, the Valentine and bakers that you recruited from this spot.
Best bakers
Oh my
in
God.
Galeria.
Huh?
Just saying.
Yeah, they've made something.
Bread bowls.
Well, they're eating this picnic. I'm really glad that she agreed. Hey, do you want to come on a picnic with me? There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea to get out to relax outside of the stress of this.
When they're out there, they make small talk for a bit and they don't talk about this thing. And then Adeline says, your soldiers were, like, in the wrong, right? That guy he's just one dude. They didn't have to antagonize him like that.
She sighs and she says, I know. They were being real assholes. You know what's fucking the worst? If Granite hadn't punched them, I would have just taken them and knocked the shit out of them myself. But he did.
Yeah.
And so they have... See, an officer can discipline their troops however they like, within reason. But that was an attack from an avowed enemy of the state. And that's the big problem, is that I am the state now.
Do you like being the state?
I like having my ship back. I like having a crew. I like having the authority to sail wherever I want on the 17 seas. You don't actually know how many seas there are. There's lots. To sail wherever I want on the endless sea. Yeah. But listen, I wasn't enlisted during the Tortugan Wars. I was a freelance sailor. I'll just say that my actions were not that different from Granite's actions during the war. But the thing is that he got caught, and he served time, and I got away, and I got a job, and I became respectable.
You don't need to be in the Admiralty to be respected.
You do in Galeria.
You're not in Galeria.
She says, no. I guess I'm not.
Emily, stop.
Emily is playing the worst wing person in the world.
Yes.
Show her your boobs.
Here's what Ellen says. Okay. Everyone throw me on my game.
Sorry.
She says, I don't really see how we can get your crew to stop acting like that, but I can ask you to stay if they leave.
Oh. You think that you can offer me a sweeter deal staying here than the Admiralty can for leaving?
Ellen looks... Okay, so Ellen's just gonna kiss her.
Okay.
Yeah!
Hey!
All right.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Yes!
And I think that the kiss happens, and she doesn't pull away until it breaks, and she says, "Okay," and then goes back in, and then the camera pans up to see the moon broken in half in the distance.
Yeah.
Aw. The fucking spike on my audio recording when I yelled just now.
I don't know what to say as a touchstone about that.
It could be nothing.
How do you switch to perspective?
Oh.
The people love it.
Oh, do you want to switch to perspective?
I want it to be like a official prediction that she's gonna stay. I don't think I can do that as a touchstone.
Nope, you can, but you can't do it as perspective if you want to switch.
Yeah.
Then we won't have any touchstones.
Yeah, this is the consequences of lesbians. That now Adeline stopped listening to the people because she's too gay.
Oh
That's
boy.
by popular demand.
Mhm.
So yes, prediction that Daria will stay. She got convinced.
All right.
Oh,
Daria
now
will
we
stay
don't know what
if
the
she-
people think.
Yeah. We lost control of the people.
Daria
Yeah.
has been convinced.
Charlie's sitting there like, well, I think we're like, shh. Shut up.
Oh, poor
Go hang
Charlie.
out with Donda.
All right. I mean, she's big. She's also very big and strong. We got a lot of those
Yeah.
folks, strong folks. All right. Reactions. Nemo is there. Not there.
Like the whole time.
Nemo and Ford staking this out behind the bushes.
No. But Nemo looks and I think this is the next day as like, I don't know, do you go to the mess hall like holding hands?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nemo
I don't think
is
they
like-
walk in together holding hands. I think like that Adeline walks over and sits with her and then they hold hands.
Oh, okay.
Adeline walks in wearing Daria's shirt and everyone's like, eyes emoji.
Hey.
So Nemo, this is my I'm gonna do another prediction. This is actually Nemo's prediction coming through. Is that like so you sit by the squatters' right folks, and Daria sits next to you, and like whew, a hush goes over the entire mess hall, and then some of the sailors stand up and walk out of the mess hall.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oh.
But about half of them stands up and walks over to you and sits
All right.
sits on
Get
your
rid of the
side.
homophobes.
That's the problem here. Not aiding and abetting terrorism.
And actually, I think I'm changing to touchstone for that.
Ooh.
Ooh. Thank
All
you.
right, Nemo. All right. I know exactly what my scene is going to be.
Nemo
All
knows
right.
what the people want.
So I'm gonna imagine that is a fucking crossroads.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
Yeah.
happening.
Yes.
The ship.
I know exactly where my scene is, and it's
Okay.
it can happen in the armory. That's fine, or it can just happen in the courtyard camp where
Mhm.
It's me, and I want to talk to Alexander, and I want Amethyst to be there.
Okay.
And maybe she's just there because she likes to hang around Alexander. Totally makes sense.
Oh yeah, he's
awesome.
he's like a big Papa Bear who took care of her when she was an orphan.
Yep, and I'm going right up to Alexander, and I'm saying, Alexander, you need to apologize.
I need to what?
You need to apologize. Look, I understand that you don't want to, and I understand that you hate the Admiralty, but it's too big a risk.
Oh, what risk exactly, Zara?
Alexander, if we don't smooth this over, then somebody is going to get angry and go back to Galeria, and you know what? They are going to tell people that you are here, and then we're going to have the Galerian Armada after us. Do you understand this, Alexander? Do you understand the level of problem we are dealing with here? We cannot fight the entire Galerian Armada. We cannot do it. They will try to take you, Alexander, and they're not just going to stop with you, they're going to take everyone else from Squatters Right too.
And Amethyst pipes up and she says, if they're gonna go after Alexander, they're gonna have to kill me first.
Oh no.
Oh no! No!
This is exactly what I don't want, Alexander. We can smooth this over, we can ease everything and calm it down. And I understand that it's hard, and believe me, I'm on your side. But Alexander, it's not the time and it's not the place. Pick your battles.
He gives a big whiff and he says, well, you're a real politician, ain't you, Zara?
I care about you. I care about the people of Squatters Right. Because the reason we brought you here was so you could hopefully live your lives. So I'm begging you to do what you can to live your life.
All right, I can apologize, but that's all I'm gonna do. If they come for me again, I can't. All right, Zara.
Oh.
Thank you. I'm sorry, for losing my temper.
All right, so that was a
Prediction. Yes.
prediction.
If no, the Galerian Admiralty will be notified of Alexander's whereabouts.
Ooh.
We'll know we are harboring a fugitive.
That's even better.
Yeah, just to cut right to the center of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Does
Good
anyone
shit.
want to challenge that?
Oh shit! Your mom is here. Adeline.
Oh
my god!
Oh Jesus. Is that Crossroads as well?
Oh yeah.
All right. We got two boxes left in the Crossroads.
Yep.
Any reactions to that scene?
Any reactions? Anyone want to challenge that?
Any orders?
Shut up, Zara. Stop being a buzzkill. Can't you see love is in the air?
Ford has opinions, but I don't know if it would be in reaction to this, because I don't know that he knows that this happened.
Okay. Well, then we can just go to your scene then.
Cool. Because, I think my scene is Ford talking to Alexander. Like, I don't know, is Alexander on the guard?
He could be.
Because if there's like training, whatever, or a shift.
I think. No. Alexander works with the engineers because he was a warship engineer.
Cool. Then, I guess Ford catches him either in the morning, leaving the mess hall, or after his time with the engineering and stuff, and goes, kind of, taps him on the shoulder, and is like, I don't disagree with what you did out there. Punching the guy. Probably would have done the same.
All right.
But, you been alone for a while?
What do you mean?
Kinda had to look out for yourself.
I looked out for plenty of folks.
Well then, let us look out for you. 'Cause you're not alone out here. And there's people looking up to you, sure, but there's more people out here that can do something. So, next time something like that happens, you don't gotta punch a guy. I mean, listen, I would. But there's people smarter than me on this island that can, figure out other ways around issues.
Alright. Big man.
Ford laughs at that.
Next time it happens, you can punch him.
Ford grins, now that's what I'm talking about.
And Granite just turns back to his stuff, whatever he's working on. A cannon, maybe.
Cool. And I think that's an order from Ford that, if something like this happens again, to Alexander or to anyone on the island, they should tell the Titans, Ford or Nemo or someone.
Okay. Is that on the yes or the no column?
That's on the no column.
Shouldn't it be on the yes column?
Would it be on the yes?
Because if they're appeased, that means that they stay, so they would stay to cause trouble. So if they're not appeased, they leave, so it...
Yeah.
That's true. I guess that's on the yes column.
Alright, so Ford, any interpersonal problems need to go to the Titans. Oh, fantastic. You can't even deal with your own interpersonal problems.
I'm great at dealing with interpersonal problems.
What's that tweet? Coaches don't play.
The people hate this.
Alright. So that's that. Any reactions to that?
Don't think so.
I think we're good.
I don't think so either.
Alright. Last scene, Radiant. Oh wait, was that a crossroad, Ford?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Feels like we're kind of gaming the system, but we got deadlines.
I can do a crisis if you want a crisis.
Not necessarily.
I can't think of a crisis to do anyway. I don't think I have much to add to this. Radiant has said his dumb, stupid piece.
Okay.
He doesn't understand, that this dude is a criminal not because of politics. He doesn't get that.
You could go talk to him and scold him.
Oh yeah, Alexander, come to Sunday school.
Oh,
come
Jesus.
explain your piece to me.
All right.
Sunday school is a new location that I've invented. It's the fishing pond, but refurbished.
All right. So Alexander and Radiant at the fishing pond. He sits there across the pond from you and looks at you. He's a big bugbear with gray fur.
I ain't scared of him. Alright. So, what about singing made you so angry? Because, okay, if I got put in jail for something, it would probably be because I deserve to get put in jail, So I'd be like, oh, thank God I'm not in jail anymore. I'm gonna repent, and I'm gonna be the best person that I can be. You get it?
Child, I was not released from jail.
Oh no, don't tell Radiant.
Radiant's like a lady doing math.
But if you weren't released from jail, then how?
First of all, I'm an adult. Second, what do you mean?
It's funny that you say you're an adult, considering adults usually can handle complex ideas.
Get him!
Fucking destroy him.
He's just a little boy.
Yeah. He's a little 20-year-old boy who's got to learn about the world. I am out of jail because I broke a hole in the wall with explosives that I that I squirreled away for 6 months working in a mine, a labor mine on a penal colony. After I broke out, I broke several warships, stole one, and sailed down the coast. And the reason I did that, and the reason I'm still alive today, is because I don't agree with the allocation of the Admiralty Council's funds. They live in absolute opulence. The Culture Admiral wants for nothing. The man got robbed and didn't care because he had 10 times as much gold downstairs as they took from him. And even then, they would rather use that money to buy warships, to build cannons and weapons, and fight starving people rather than feed them. And that is why I was in jail, because I wanted to feed a starving people. A people who were so desperate for resources, they attacked the biggest folks they could find.
Okay, Robin Hood. Did you change anything? Like in the end?
A few more Tortugans went home with full stomachs instead of empty.
But did you change anything about the system that you hate? By going to jail?
Not yet.
By committing crimes? You don't think you could have come up with something better?
Now, you might not have had to deal with this yet in your 20 years of life, but
20 and a half.
Oh, wow,
But when you live and work within a system that exploits and ignores the disenfranchised, there comes a day when you are unable to continue doing what you're doing. Direct action, Mr. Eyre.
And what I'm trying to say is you didn't change anything. You just went to jail.
I guess he's had 13 years more than me to think about what he would say to that. Let me think for a second.
It's okay.
I would fucking say the triumph of evil is for a good man to do nothing shit.
Yeah. He says, I went to jail because I did something. Whether or not that changed things in the grand scheme of things, I still couldn't just sit by and do nothing. Now, you might think it better to toil in obliviousness. You might think that ignorance is bliss, but I refuse to cotton to that. And if you think, you don't think at all. That's the problem.
Oof.
Damn.
Fair.
Get him.
You put people in the boxes like mean and nice instead of actually paying attention to what their deeds are. The devil came to you with a smile and a handshake, but an angel came to you with a stern word. Well, looks like we know which one you'd go with.
Can I punch him?
Ooh.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
You're like a paladin. You're probably stronger than him.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just jump across the pond and lay him out.
Yeah. 'Cause I wasn't gonna, but he said the thing about the devil, and that feels like fairly insulting to me, the paladin.
He was targeted.
Mhm. And so you just whack him across the face, and he falls down, and he looks up at you and stands up and he says, "Now, what was it about words that made you want to hit a person?"
Oof.
Got me there, Chief.
Yeah, got him. Rating is learning important lessons about morality.
Yeah, I think that's seen if you want to keep things snappy.
No, I think it is. I don't have a witty response. Radiant is just an idiot.
I dipped a little further into like Christianity in symbolism that I meant to. With devils and angels.
There's probably like an evil entity, probably like the person who put Chella in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever.
Mirage.
And even like there's other gods. There's got to be like some angels and devils in somebody's mythology.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of angels, he said like a benevolent god, like a generic one, like Zeus, but yeah.
Yeah, generic like Zeus.
Well, if he was looking for a good, just god, he could have said King Valentine.
Ah, of course.
Maybe he literally just said Chella because Radiant will not stop talking about him.
Yeah. How did you know that your god is kind if this is the kind of thing that he allows? Anyway, so that's that scene. Radiant, was that Crossroads?
Was it Crisis? Did I do a Crisis accidentally?
I don't know. You made him. I mean, you got mad, and then he got mad as.
Yeah, he probably just thinks I'm an idiot. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Ford, Radiant, you can't go around punching people, says Ford.
Yeah, so that's
Use
the
your
thing, right?
words.
Should we
That's the thing, right?
resolve our crossroad then?
Did you make
yeah.
any orders, though?
Yeah, is any orders, Radiant?
I think I already made my order. Like, no fighting. Very ironic, all things considered. You know what would be very funny? If Alexander just went to Ford and was like, Radiant, punch me. This is my personal problem. Come and resolve this.
And here's the thing, though. I think that we might be in a split crossroad.
Maybe.
Let's find out.
Let's look. Okay, so let's look at resolve crossroad. When all bosses on the crossroad are checked, yes, we find out what happened. 1. Is this the end of the game?
Yeah.
We have one more, right?
We have one more. Yeah, and it's a doozy.
Ooh.
2. Set the stage. Will the kingdom appease the Galarian Armada? Generally, that'll mean by further marginalizing the squatters' right folks. If yes, Radiant imposes strict no fighting, and Ford imposes strict counseling, interpersonal counseling. No problems have to go through the Titans before they go through the people. If no, Daria will stay. She's been convinced, even if the Galarian Admiralty pulls out, she will stay, and some of them will stay with her. Some of them, Daria is enough of a force of personality that she, just by the fact that she is staying, has convinced others to stay. And desert. And also, the Galarian Admiralty will know that we are harboring a fugitive. Alright. Decision. Power. What do they say? Forward.
I am against appeasing the Galarian Armada.
I am 4.
Yes, what do we do when I
Yes!
disagree?
Do this!
Alright. So, power vacuum. Or stalemate. If the end result is a tie, it is a stalemate and the crossroad won't be decided yet. Crossroad remains in play. Unless someone changes the outcome by interrupting the challenge someone's a vote, change their role to power, or overcome someone's power, the crossroad is now decided. Which
Okay.
it's not.
I'll challenge Ford's.
You'll challenge
Ooh.
Ford's?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Oh no.
Fuck, let's go.
Okay.
How does a challenge work?
Zara, you're siding with the Galarians?
I'm siding with the side that doesn't get the people that I care about hurt.
Yeah, you did impose that condition.
Yep. I 100% firmly believe that that's what would happen in fiction.
That's fair.
So Zara, the character, wants Alexander to be the bigger man.
Okay.
So I challenge your vote for it.
Of appeasement. Of not appeasing them.
Correct.
Alright. So declare you are challenging that. Ford, you're the defender. Zara, how are you challenging this?
I say, come on, Alexander, let's go. I march. I coach him like, you gotta do this. Hopefully he agrees. And I bring him up in front of the Galarians and have him apologize.
Oh my god.
That's so bad for
Everyone
him.
sucks.
That's a lot. That's a lot to do.
A lot of the
I
Galarians
punched
laugh
him.
at him.
I punched him and that's a lot.
Can I challenge the challenge?
A lot of the Galarians laugh at him.
Yeah.
It's for his own good.
Oh,
Can I threaten Zara?
oh my god.
So you, Ford, can decide if this is good enough to override your no votes.
Oh,
Fight.
I mean, I think it would get them to stay. Ford would absolutely hate it.
Yes.
Like, every bit of it. But I think it would be enough to get them to stay.
Well, okay, so let's establish how Ford uses his power to not appease them. And then we can determine exactly how this challenge factors into it.
Oof. I think it would be... Oh, man, Ford wouldn't punch Zara. She's small.
But you could stop Alexander. He's like launching into this kind of rote, like, apology. Like, you know.
That's true. I think Ford would say something like, you don't have to apologize. You didn't, like, sure, you punched them, but that doesn't mean that they were right. Or that, like, you didn't have the right to do that.
And the assembled Galerians start booing you. A couple of them call you a traitor for siding with a war criminal.
Man, I think Ford goes, if you have something to say, you can say it to my face with your fists.
All right. You're a fucking traitor.
That was easy.
Cool.
Punch
Where's
him.
this guy?
He's just guy walks up to the front.
I punch him.
He goes down. He's a normal guy, and you were a Ford Mapworm, the fighter.
Okay,
Who else?
I back down from my challenge.
All right.
Oh my
I
god.
back down from my challenge.
We're still in a stalemate.
No, I back down. Oh wait,
No,
shit.
yeah, that keeps us in
Yeah.
stalemate.
Oh, fuck.
I can challenge Radiant.
All right, Radiant, tell us how you are using your power to get these folks off. Not to appease them.
A helping hand.
We're all children.
Oh, Radiant, no.
Radiant, yes.
You don't have to do this, Radiant.
I know a way we can appease you.
Oh my god.
We're a serious podcast.
Chella is a god of storms, which means he's swimming, and you know what they say about swimmers. Get a lot of exercise, if you know what I mean.
Anyway,
I'm Radiant, and I'm here to say.
Radiant, tell us how you're using your power rule to appease the Galerians.
All right. I think he just promises them that, like, he will keep Alexander in check.
Oh my god.
As bad as that sounds, that's his mindset still.
Okay.
Okay.
Adeline, how do you challenge this?
Come and fight me.
We're not gonna fight, we're gonna talk at Sunday school. How's Chella feel about,
Criminals? Badly.
like, no, like oppressors.
Well, our Lord is chained, and he
Yeah.
one day we will break those chains.
Yeah,
Oppression is bad, says Chella.
oppression is bad. Adeline's gonna try real hard to do like this Bible verse thing, but she's horrible. She's not great at it. But she's trying. Like they chained him like Chella got chained. He's not bad.
Are you saying Chella's a criminal?
No. I don't think Alexander's a criminal either. All he did was feed people and steal some boats, but I think that we don't need them, and I don't really want to side with people who would do that to somebody.
But they didn't do it. They were just singing.
Yeah, they were being mean, you know that, right? They were being mean to him on purpose. They're bullies. they were bullying him.
People do that?
Well, bullying is a serious issue that I'm trying to combat as a youth pastor. Oh, he doesn't say that.
But he's not right.
No youths come to the church. Absolutely none.
Oh wait, no, come on. Does Momo come though?
Maybe Momo.
Momo and Amethyst are like, okay, we're gonna learn about this guy. And like Momo keeps like leaning into Amethyst and being like, so in the path we do it this way actually instead.
Oh my god, I love them.
I need one cello follower on this island or I'm gonna go crazy.
Right home, ask them to send some of the down home folks.
Hell yeah.
You're converting Adeline, it's fine. She's here, she's talking to you about cello Bible verses.
The Chibel.
The holy book. I don't know if this convinces him because Alexander insulted him personally.
He did.
Oof.
He did do that.
Is this a no or is this a yes if?
Yes, if Alexander has to come to Sunday school every
Oh my
Sunday.
God,
he
yes.
has to convert.
How about he just comes to Sunday school?
He has to convert.
You can't force a man to convert.
Fine. Radiant knows in his heart that he will convert.
Of course.
Yeah, Radiant's the best youth pastor of all time.
Radiant's the best youth pastor we know.
Let's get rid of Galeria, except
All
for
right.
the good ones that we like.
All right. To hell with Galeria.
I want us to have some enemies.
Yeah.
I would really like to say that I am sorry to Alexander, if that's okay with everybody.
Okay.
So, if possible, I'd like to go up to Alexander and I say,
Alexander, I'm sorry. I made you do that.
Oh.
I was worried.
Oh.
You're young. You see the world through a bit more optimistic lens. Well, you're optimistic that apologizing would actually change anything about how they were acting.
To be fair, Ford punched a guy.
Ford did that dude is fucking out like a light.
Well, if the Galerians do come back, they'll have to go through us if they want to get to you.
They're gonna have to go through a lot more than that, Zora. And he looks down at you and he says, I built cannons for 15 years after all.
Well, if I were them, I'd be more worried about the giant death robot that I can pilot.
Wreck him!
Alright. So we have handed it over to yeses.
To
To
know.
no's. Yes. No, not, yes, we will not appease them.
No, we will appease them.
Alright. So Daria will stay. That is the Galarian Admiralty will know we are harboring a fugitive. We are now harboring multiple fugitives because Ford assaulted a sailor.
Yay!
Ford's already a fugitive in Baron.
Uh-huh.
From Galeria.
Alright, so predictions happen. Popular reaction. Nemo is the new touchstone. Fucking most people, like again, half the Galerians stick around, right? And Daria's like, fuck you, you're not taking the hand in hand, you motherfuckers, that's my ship.
Hey!
Yes!
Hell yeah, she's a pirate.
So they have to, they borrow one of the elf ships to drive home.
Borrow?
Like one of the elves takes the ship and takes them home.
Okay. I thought they stole it.
No. I mean, they could.
They're not pirates.
They could steal it, but
Now the elves are fighting with the Galerian. This is a disaster.
Does a crisis get ticked? Or
yeah. I'll take a crisis because it's like shit's still a little bit fucked up.
we got enemies now.
We got enemies now. Okay, fucking hell. That one got like rough.
Uh-huh.
That was good. See
That was good.
That's Kingdom. All right. Well,
Yeah,
you're gonna
disagreements.
You're gonna fucking love this. The last crossroads, which might not actually be a crossroads depending on, on time and stuff. You remember at the beginning of this game, after the first crossroads, Eustace and Maggie went down with they were Calico, they brought, Jameson was there for a little bit, they brought a few people, and they went down and they explored and excavated the bowels of the bastion to try to, get a lay of the land underground, because there's so many corridors and winding hallways.
Yes.
You're in the control room again, after, like, the fallout of losing all the Galerian soldiers. And Eustace comes in and says, folks, I think you're gonna want to see what we found down there.
Ruh-roh.
And so, all the Titans, plus Nemo, you're brought down, and you go down through these catacombs, like, almost like sewers, or like just, dungeons, effectively. You find like old, sliced up and smashed up critters from, Eustace, Calico and Maggie. They effectively had their own, like, little dungeon world adventure down here on the way.
Which you can read, you can hear in the Patreon.
Maybe someday. Hey, y'all, make it so that enough people listen to this so that we can justify Patreon. But they bring you to this room that has, these really obtuse glyphs. Like, even among the old Titan iconography that you all have seen, this is unique, of these rounded letters that go around this circular door. And, Eustace and Maggie pull the door open, and inside, in this very cold chamber, is a large stone face carved in the likeness of a serene woman, connected to this intricate network of, like, crystals and other, like, similar stuff to some of the computational arrays up top, like some of the same materials that are used, some of the same circuitry almost that's used in the communications array, but like much grander scale. And Eustace kind of pokes around it and he says, I cracked open the head of that other calf you brought in, the stalwart Hyperborea, and no one else was using it, and, well, we couldn't do it with ours because we don't want to hurt him, because we weren't sure if we could put it back together if we did, but I did it to that one since it was nobody's and it was busted anyway. And the stuff inside its head looks a whole lot like the stuff in here, except this is more. I don't know if any of y'all know much about anatomy, but folks' brains have, these things called synapses, and I think this might be some kind of artificial intelligence.
Oh.
What? Oh, no. I mean, yes, but no.
Wife.
I don't trust like that.
I have a move for this.
You have a move for this?
Can I take a few moments to handle or examine something interesting?
Absolutely.
Cool. I'm going to use Let Me See That, my favorite move of all time.
Good move.
And I'm going to ask two of the following questions. And ask, what does this do?
Okay. So this is an artificial intelligence. It is the artificial intelligence connected to the Bastion. It's kind of like a smart house in that way, that if it got turned on again, it could control various aspects of the Bastion to help the Titans or y'all. And it also controls the engines.
The engines?
Yeah. Eustace says, there's one other thing, that you know how this island wasn't here and then it was here, and we all wondered how that might be? Well, it turns out there's nothing tethering this place to the sea floor. We're kind of free floating. But the reason we haven't moved at all is because there are engines all across the bottom of this island maintaining our heading. I guess in a sort of reductive sense, you could say that it's just a big old boat.
Whose boat?
Yeah, okay, let's turn this thing on. Let's go.
No, wait.
My next question is, what's wrong with this and how may I fix it?
All right. So, what's wrong with it is if you look around, you like examine these big crystals, which you, kind of are led to believe are memory banks. And most of them are corrupted or just like, not like black granite corrupted, like just
like memory
cracked. memory corrupted. If you turn on the artificial intelligence, it will remember some things, but not most things.
Alright, so I'm going to explain everything I just heard to in child terms so that my companions can understand it. I don't do it like that. That's really mean. I explain everything. I say, okay, so it's apparently some sort of almost like a magical brain, like the calves have. They have a little bit of personality, and they can do things on their own. That's like this. And well, if we got a couple canisters of magic and hooked them up, we could turn this thing on.
How many canisters of magic, Zara?
I don't trust this at all.
Well, honestly, it looks like this thing was hooked up, and I sort of examine. I'm assuming there's a power source somewhere because unless it's destroyed. So I say, honestly, it looks like it's mostly hooked up, and I don't know how much magical juice is left in there, but we're just going to need enough to kickstart it. Maybe 1 or 2 canisters.
Let's go.
No, hang on.
Ford reaches for the switch.
Hang on. I have it in good knowledge that if you let a smart house, the fantasy term for a smart house spirits, if you let house spirits mess with your home, they will kill you. For sure. They'll kill you.
Well, this ain't a spirit, Radiant.
It's close. It's close.
No, it's not.
I don't trust it.
Why would the Titans build something that was going to kill them?
Maybe it is what killed them. Take that.
Okay, well, in that case,
they're like, Law and Order.
If this is what killed them, Radiant, wouldn't we see the corpses of them around the island? We haven't found anything like that.
They decompose. It's been a while.
The rest of the island is pristine.
Yeah, we only found 3 skeletons, and none of them looked like the Titans.
You don't know that? You don't know what the Titans looked like?
Looking at a skeleton like, this doesn't look like Ambrose at all.
I don't think any of them were 8 to 10 feet tall and had thick, longer than average arms.
King Valentine did have incredibly powerful arms. I just want to say that.
All right.
But they probably weren't long. They were probably Laganel-sized. But powerful.
I think we're fine. Don't think we should turn this thing on. I am erring in the side of caution
but think
here.
of the discoveries we could make, Radiant. Think about what we could learn about the Bastion, about the Titans, if we use
about
this
the moon.
technology. Okay, yes, about the moon. And then I say at Ford very sternly, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but yes.
Okay. You make a good point. Another good point that I have is when you let other things that you don't know about control your living space, they do kill you. Definitely, for sure.
Nemo's there and he says, well, hey, here's the thing. The switch is down here. If we're worried, we can always just turn it off, right?
And, no offense, Radiant, but remember when we found the calf that ended up being bad and corrupted and you just got into it, immediately?
It was self-defense. There was a monster. There's a really big shark monster.
Wait, you got in a corrupted calf?
Oh, did we
not?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't trust Ford. He's a liar. I'm a man of God.
Look, whatever. It's not important right now, but what is important is that, look, we have to use the tools the Titans left for us, don't we? To help do what they couldn't do? Why would we put ourselves at a disadvantage by not at least giving ourselves the tools that they had?
And even corrupted calf aside, you've gotten, in your little calf, more times than I care to count. And,
3 times.
3 times. And, they did say that, same stuff as in the heads of our boys. That is, in this thing over here.
I guess, but, okay, if it has red eyes when we turn it on, turning it off
understandable. Look, if that's the thing, we can always turn it off.
Fine.
Okay. Adeline, what do you think about it?
She isn't sure, so she is... I want to do a... I still can't remember the name of the move.
Discern realities.
Thank you. Discern realities. Wisdom, yeah?
Yeah, that's wisdom. That's a 7. That's one question.
That's one question. Should I do... What is about to happen?
This bitch, and I pull.
I want to say what here is not what it appears to be, because maybe it's bad. Does it appear to be bad? Yeah.
No, it's not bad.
What does it not appear to be something?
I think so. Nemo is a little bit, like, distracted in this conversation, and he goes down over and looks at the face, and he puts his hand on it, and, like, from what you can see of his face, he looks sad.
Ooh.
Really sad. And something inside you, Adeline, that isn't you, but is you, knows exactly how he feels.
Ooh.
God, my boy.
Oh. Well, Adeline's team turn it on now.
All right.
I think, but the way she sees that, and then she just quietly I think we should turn it on.
Thank you, Addie.
All right, here goes nothing.
Nobody tell my mother.
I pull my little USB port from my electrifying goggles. I plug it in, I flip my goggles down so I can, kind of see what the connections are, and I, type on a few, little digits, click, shing, and then I pull a lever.
All right. There's this, woof, 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 as all the, crystals start to light up. Awash in this blue glow, but in the same sort of glow, a pool light will throw on your face. With, water... as these tubes full of that glowing water that is in the uplink start to surge, and lights are thrown all over the place, and this woman's face starts to fill in almost glow slightly as these pale blue Tron lines. Not even Tron lines. You can see, she's got her lips and her, the line of her nose, and, the carved lines of swoopy hair is on her forehead.
She got contouring?
Yeah, kind of. If you were to take a line drawing and then, switch out the black line for, glowing blue lines.
Okay. Yeah.
And these, big stone eyes open up, and there are these intelligent, glowing blue eyes that look around at you.
I wave.
And
Hello.
And she smiles, and her face moves. It's animated now, and she says, "Good morning, Titans. My name is Pandia. How can I be of assistance?"